Welcome to the Lizard Gang cult, a cult of badasses that all wear the same lizard hoodie. The cult formed over a year ago, and in that time 15 members have become zombie grub. They've also claimed the lives of 86 hostiles. But today is the day the Lizard Gang ends. And if this is the first video you're watching, I'd recommend going back and checking out the playlist. I'll leave a link in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe. The Blood Plague has been defeated, and for now everything is looking good for the Lizard Gang cult.
The Blood Plague may be gone, but this town is still a shithole. I got some ideas to fix that.
Well, Gaz, I'm sure you do have some ideas to fix that, but you need to be, sorted out, son. So, yeah, we're off. If you couldn't understand that Wenglish, allow me to translate it for you. Gaz has taken an absolute beating and needs to take a nap in the infirmary. So in the meantime, Jamie has offered to open up the welcome wagon. The cult has learned that having allies in the apocalypse is actually beneficial. And seeing as they all mysteriously vanished a little while ago, we have to build some new connections. Looking for Dennis, with a single N. It turns out these guys aren't new connections, they're just connections that may have missed Jermaine's hit list. Introduce yourself to Greg, the leader of the Grocery Raiders. Imagine naming yourselves the Grocery Raiders. Look out, Asda, Greg has got you on his hit list. Although they can't be great raiders as they've set themselves up in a church. And I'm pretty sure the 11th commandment is something like thou shalt not raid thy carrots. So I tried to introduce myself to the leader Greg, who comes out to meet me. But after seeing Jamie's a woman, he runs away scared. Very anxiety ridden there. So I chase him into the church, but he's determined not to speak. Look, he's running away from me. Why does he not want to chat? I eventually wear him down and welcome him to the neighborhood.
Appreciate it.
Just don't go raiding Asda, you little shit, alright? After that, I get a radio message from one of our friends asking if they could borrow some petrol. And I know exactly where to find some. Literally the last player cart we took down. Surprise dropkick, motherfucker. I then head to the Lonely Hearts and give them their fuel. At this point, Gaz checks himself out of the infirmary and has to chat to some of our peeps about our success in taking down the Blood Plague. He also continues his quest in creating more allies by going to help out some bloke at the old stinky house. But my loud arrival has attracted knobheads. My incredible aim takes out the blood feral and part of the fence behind it. But that's not the only little shit that wants to have a go. Jesus Christ. This is how quick things can escalate, even when all of the play carts are dead. So when in doubt, it's time to light everyone on fire. And then I accidentally set myself on fire. I've said it once and I'll say it again. Having the same button map to both heal and destroy is like playing a massive game of Russian roulette. Especially in a game with permadeath. And we know all too well about permadeath. Also, the stranger I was trying to help has come outside to help with the crowds. Hey Rob, how's it going? Rob, you don't want to chat? I understand the social anxiety, it can be crippling at times. Eventually he pulls himself together and he wants help checking out his old home. Basically he left a ceremonial bayonet, whatever the fuck that is, and he wants a hand retrieving it. But why the hell could he not do this on his own? Oh right, okay, yeah, I can see why. Social anxiety once again rears its ugly head. He simply couldn't be dealing with this many people and needed his hand holding from a complete stranger. Are these your former friends, mate? Did you lock him in the garage? Kinda fucked up if you did, just saying. So I clear the remaining horde and find the guy's bayonet, and it's just the bloody sword. However, it seems Rob is having another anxiety episode, and he's just refusing to talk to me. So I do what any good friend would do in this situation. Leave him for the blood ferals. And it's a good thing we do because Gaz's sheriff duties are calling. Macca from the Lonely Hearts is worried about another enclave because he hasn't heard of them for a little while. But before we do, I want to see if they've got anything valuable in their supply locker. They've heard nasty rumours about me, so everything's more expensive, but they're perfectly happy to follow me. Ah yes, I forgot to mention. We also have the Vicious Rumours curveball active, which isn't exactly inaccurate given what Jermaine did like a few days ago. So we head over to the barn of the guys, which we literally visited this morning.
Shit, they're fucking Zed.
To be honest, mate, it's a bit tactically inept, don't you think, to be setting up in a barn with a massive door like this? It's basically outdoors. This is basically camping. Let me look around and find out. Watch my back, okay? Yeah, I'll just search corpses, why not? But all I find on the dead dudes is a good stash of pharmaceuticals. Don't worry, they certainly will not be going to waste. But it actually wasn't the corpses I had to search at all. Tattered piece of paper shows some geographic coordinates labelled rally point. I don't know what kind of baddies are invading my town, but they have to be as thick as pig shit to leave a map back to the secret base at the scene of their crimes. But as the apocalypse's greatest detective, Gaz has to go and investigate. The coordinates lead us to this warehouse, but it's completely empty, not even a zombie in sight. So I look around the place for 5 and find myself a toolkit and a tattered piece of paper. This tattered note shows 3 locations labelled potential targets. I show Macca the note and one of the coordinates leads directly to his base.
Raiders are attacking
Jesus Christ, love, talk about cinematic timing, we'll be there right now. And with the lives of my allies on the line, we'll do anything to get there in order to save them. Oh, that was pretty sick. Not, efficient for the situation at hand, but it looked pretty cool. So we arrive back at the Lonely Hearts, and I realise the Enclave attacking them is called the Mad Bastards. Well, no one's as mad or as bastardly as the Lizard Gang, so let's get shit sorted. I obviously start with a molly through the window because who gives a shit about collateral damage? Oh, great. I think our friend is dead. I put 5 rounds into this hostile's head, then put down the reanimated corpse of Macca's mate. Ignore the singe marks, they were already there when I got here. And with the hostiles dead, I've now got to search their corpses for clues. Honestly, this is the most Scooby-Doo I felt since I was a child. Our scouts located a town with no plague zombies and want to move in. Search the town for potential home sites, find out who lives there and what the defenses are like. If they're vulnerable, demand tribute. You know what to do if they refuse. And remember what happens if you disappoint the boss. Don't be one of those people. Macca's like, wow, that was really rough. I can't believe all of my friends are dead. And I'm like, I know that's rough, but I guess I'll see you later. After that, I head to my outpost on the edge of town and swap to Hooch to give Gaz 5 to rest. Hooch then heads back to speak to Rob, the social anxiety survivor that Gaz abandoned earlier. And thankfully he's got over his social anxiety and I can give him his ceremonial bayonet. Apparently Rob didn't like Gaz, but he was happy to speak to Hooch, so fair play. Even though Gaz had actually left the bayonet on the floor behind him. After that, Hooch gets home and collects a rucksack of ammo, as Gaz still wants the gang to focus on building allies. Although on the way to drop off the supplies to Lindsay, Hooch runs into an echo trader, and thinking it might come in handy, he picks up some bloater gas, some zombait and some Z-adrenaline. After that, he drops off the ammo, but it seems we still have some vicious rumours circulating about our cult. So Hooch carries on his diplomatic mission by helping out Greg at the grocery raiders. And I'm not sure what he wants, but that title doesn't fill me with joy. It turns out Greggy Boy wants to loot a nearby restaurant, but it's full of zombies. And he's asking if I'd help him out. Obviously, I'm happy to do so, so together we head over there. I've kind of got to go as the crow flies because I'm low on fuel and I don't want to not make it. Very embarrassing in front of my new friend. And for once, my overzealous approach has come in clutch, as my loud engine draws all the zombies out of the restaurant and I complete the mission. At that point, Greg then fucks off into the darkness and leaves me to deal with the surrounding zombies. And unless he's secretly the Flash or something, there's no way in hell he looted that restaurant. So I've basically driven him to the middle of nowhere in the middle of the night so he can walk back through lethal zone. Terrible survival instincts, but yeah, sure, whatever, son. Also, a juggernaut has arrived and Hooch is keen to show off his fighting skills. He dodges the beast's first charge and moves in for a back shot like his name is Johnny Sins. Oh shit, that took big hits. So he whips out his Stormbreaker and completely melts the fat bastard. That unsuppressed gunfire attracts a couple of friends, but you already know exactly how I deal with them. Burn, baby, burn. It doesn't quite finish them all off, but it gives me enough room to get back to my car and skedaddle. I can then refuel and repair at my outpost, and just as I'm about to leave, I get a message over the radio.
My extremely violent friends and I are coming to your town, which will soon be our town.
Yeah, I'm not taking that kind of threat from a twat named Bert. I'm sorry, I can't take you seriously, mate. So I swap back to Gaz as it's time to test people's loyalty. But I might need some backup, so Hooch is coming along with me. And with the two of us together, nothing can go wrong. Firstly, we check in on the weathered hands, and I may have accidentally attracted a horde on my arrival. Thankfully, Fire is my ally. Get fucked, you big bitch. There's also a second feral I've got to deal with, but he doesn't know who to munch on, and Gunslinger comes in clutch. I then leave Hooch to deal with the horde while I go in and chat to the boys. Kathleen's like, oh my god, they're gonna fuck us up. And I'm like, fucking chill out, love. If you stick with me, you'll be alright.
Totally on board with that.
It also seems Hooch hasn't done a very good job of keeping the horde off us, so I've got to show off my leadership skills by setting everyone on fire. What can I say? Some people become leaders because they're power hungry. But not me, I become a leader because it's in my blood. After that, me and Hoochie Boy head over to the Lonely Hearts, but when we arrive, I suspect that we're too late. Oh my god. Oh yeah, the bodies were already here. Yeah, sorry, yeah, that's my bad. Right, where's my team? So I tell Macca if he fights with me, he'll live.
How could I possibly say no to that?
Also, dude, like, maybe clean up the corpses from your living room. People are gonna start thinking. We've then got one more enclave we've got to check up on. An enclave I've never met before. The Colony of Survivors. So you can probably work out exactly how this is gonna go. Hello, Beto. Don't be stupid, you can't stop the heart eaters. If you're smart like us, you'll start taking orders from them. Well, I'm sorry, Beto, but we're not massive pussies. And then they just start laughing in my face. That's obviously not a great sign, but if they're willing to fight me, then why the fuck are they not willing to fight the new knobheads? I can assure you, Beto, I'm much more crazy than any mad bastard that's coming into this town. Who else is gonna set themselves and their teammates on fire? Adios, Beto, you little bitch. I've also taken some severe hits there. But thanks to the pharmaceuticals I took off that corpse earlier, I'm good to go. While Hooch deals with one of the traitors, I deal with the other one. Have that, you prick. But the other guy abandoned the fight with Hooch to come and save his friend. However, that turns out not to be too great for his longevity. Hooch then batters him on the floor with a baseball bat, and I shoot him in the back of the head as he tries to run away. Thank fuck there's no one to prosecute you for war crimes during the zombie apocalypse. Continuing our quest to create more allies for the up-and-coming war, Gaz and Hooch respond to a radio call. Apparently some hostile knobheads have murdered all of Cameron's friends, and she needs our hand seeking vengeance. And I can never say no to a cheeky bit of gun violence. So the three of us head over to the devoted defenders.
You're locked and loaded, because we got a juggernaut.
Oh, Cameron, we're not dealing with a juggernaut, my love. But what we will do is deal with a cheeky pack of blood ferals. And when I say deal, what I actually mean is lead directly back to the hostiles. And that works out very well at first. The first feral completely ignores me and runs straight through the window. However, the second sweeps Cameron straight off her feet, but not in the way that she'd enjoy. The third then tries to take out my agile ass, but there's no way in hell Gaz is being taken down by a fucking crackhead. With their attention now on us, we have no choice but to take the remaining ferals out. Then with both Hooch and Cameron battering away at a downed hostile, I set everyone on fire. But I promise this time he was strategic. There were zombies everywhere, man. Then with only one hostile remaining and him taking a nap in the middle of a zombie field, I can very quickly finish him off. She's then like, I think we're done here, shall we go, Bat? I don't think we are. Something tells me that we're not quite done yet. Thankfully, fire is very efficient at dispatching the undead. After that, she's like, cheers boys, couldn't have done it without you. Here you go, share this advanced suppressor. Not that I ever bother with suppressors, because in my opinion, they're fucking useless. And the comment section definitely never overreact whenever those words leave my mouth. Gaz and Hooch get back to base, but they're not there long. You see, the weathered hands have been attacked by the mad bastards, and we've only got like 12 minutes to go and save their lives. So we race over there as fast as we can, and as soon as the door opens, I just start blasting. Open up! Oh, Hooch, you've got in the way. Go on, there you go, that'll do. The fire did an exceptional job of downing them, and with them all immobilized, I can go in and finish the job with an excessive amount of headshots.
Sheriff, please refrain from self-congratulation. We are most certainly not going anywhere.
How did you find out I killed your men so quick? God, this guy must work for Google. I then search all of the bodies and sell all of their shit to the weathered hands. Call it a bonus. The grocery raiders then want my help with something else. As if I'm not busy enough, Greg, can't you see I'm in the middle of fighting a fucking war? You can go and find your own fucking cleaver. So I again head home because it's time to strategize. The mad bastards will be back and I need to finish them once and for all. Our scouts have found out exactly where they're hiding, and all of our hard work building allies has finally paid off, as the weathered hands want to help us. But life is very rarely that simple.
Juggernaut, we are fucked!
Oh crap, I only come over here to like pick up a gift. Fuck's sake, get up you pussy. And stop faking sickness, will you? Right, Hooch, you sort out that jug, alright? That's what we like to see, that's a proper leader, that is. The weathered hands gift me some napalm grenades. And I'm not saying I'm not grateful, because I am. Fire is my favourite thing and napalm is a shit ton of fire. But I can't help but feel that 4 napalm grenades isn't a great gift for, you know, saving someone's life. And I'm literally about to go save the entire town from a vicious warlord. Yes, I know, I see the fucking irony. You'd have thought that they'd have offered to help out or something, so I get to their hideout to try and scope them out. But unfortunately, it appears that they've spotted us. So it's time to test out some strategy. I start by lobbing zombait at the door, and then through the shot out window. But that doesn't go too well as it attracts a blood feral. And obviously it's more interested in me than the occupying warlords. And I'm using me very loosely there, as it's actually extremely interested in Hooch. So I make sure to kill the feral before Hooch catches blood plague. Unfortunately, my zombie plan isn't working too well as we have a curveball active that is making zombies less threatening. Talk about timing, am I right? But the napalm grenades do a great job of keeping them all in the building. And with Chief Warlord on the roof, I throw 2 bloater grenades. Although I'll be honest, I don't know if that actually did anything. Hooch, you fight on the ground. I'm taking to the skies. Thankfully, there's a perfectly placed billboard nearby. And you know I love climbing a ladder. And I didn't bring Eagle Eye's rifle all this way for it to sit in my backpack. And Bert, I've realised, at the end of the day, only one of us need to die. Ah, shit. Sorry, that wasn't Bert. There we go. And with Bert dead, the rest of his men surrender. And that is the end of our hero's journey. It's time for the Lizard Gang to settle down and enjoy retirement. They've slayed their way through 4 different difficulties and 4 different towns. But why continue the fight when you're safe and sound? Cascade Hills is now their home. And the road to get you was long, treacherous, and cost 15 cultists their lives. This is for Rags, Leticia, Tareen, Grace, Erica, Ulysses, Daquan, Jaquan, Laurel, Waldrum, Terry, Loren, Laser, Shelley, and finally, Jermaine. Let me know who your favourite cultist was in the comment section, and don't worry, there'll still be plenty of State of Decay content coming in the future. But for now, at least, that is the Lizard Gang cult. Thank you very much for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.